Well, Google's new phone is here, but how does the Pixel 4 XL compare to Samsung's Android juggernaut, the Note 10 Plus? Both have unfortunately ditched the headphone jack, both use USB-C, and both have fancy new motion controls. But when the Pixel 4 XL is a whopping $420 cheaper, the question is, what's got more bang for your buck? 6.3 inches is the biggest OLED screen on a Google phone to date. It's vibrant, bright, and has a 90Hz refresh rate, making things super smooth, which Samsung's doesn't. But it is dwarfed by the 6.8-inch screen on the Note 10 Plus. It's harder to fit in your pocket, but makes streaming movies that much better, especially when the curved edges on the AMOLED display and the new tiny selfie cam cutout make it feel even bigger. That can make it hard to reach everything on the screen with one hand, a problem I didn't have on the Pixel 4 XL. That being said, the black bar across the top is noticeable by comparison, and because of it, videos aren't centered. And yes, I'm aware that might be the biggest first world problem ever. The Note 10 Plus was sold as a workhorse, and by God, does its battery deliver. I cranked up the brightness, streamed the new Breaking Bad movie, and played a heap of Call of Duty, all while hotspotting to my laptop, and got 8 hours of active screen time. Impressed is an understatement. The Pixel 4 XL isn't as good, but is easily getting me through full days at work on the road while hotspotting to my laptop. When Google announced that radar would be in the new Pixel 4 and 4 XL, I was a little confused. In practice though, it is phenomenal. The phone knows you're reaching for it before you even touch it, which makes the new Face Unlock lightning fast if it's sitting on your desk. Besides mucking around with your wallpaper, swiping your hand over the screen can also skip videos, wave off alarms, and even change songs while surfing the net. It's much easier to use than Samsung's new in-screen fingerprint reader, and a little more practical than pulling out the Note's new S Pen/Magic Wand. Like a remote, it works from a surprising distance. You can pause a video with the click of a button and skip ads with the flick of your wrist, but there's no gesture to fast forward. The S Pen is better when taking a selfie, allowing you to swap cameras, take photos, and even doodle on videos, but that last one is a bit of a gimmick and nowhere near as good as Instagram and Snapchat's face tracking tech. I personally wish the pen's button was on both sides, as I kept losing its place, but I was more frustrated at how limited its uses were across different apps. Even when using Samsung's own camera, drawing circles to slowly zoom in and out becomes a chore, and I kept accidentally swapping cameras. That being said, as a pen, the Note 10 Plus reads even my chicken scratch handwriting surprisingly well. It isn't perfect, and it didn't like the way I wrote numbers, so the keyboard was still needed for a few corrections. Now the cameras. The Note 10 Plus has a wide-angle camera that the Pixel 4 XL's just simply doesn't, so straight out of the box, big point to Samsung. Both have similar standard and zoom cameras, and Samsung's 10-megapixel selfie cam has 2 up on Google's. That being said, portraits on the Pixel 4 XL look much cleaner in my opinion. I was also impressed with how much better Google's new night sight looks. Not that I'll be heading out at night to try and take a shot of the Milky Way like it supposedly can. At $1,699 for the 4G model, the Note 10 Plus carries a hefty price tag. The Pixel 4 XL starts at just $1,279, but there are some compromises. The Pixel 4 XL has 6GB of RAM, while the Note 10 Plus has double that with 12. The 4 XL also doesn't take SD cards, so you could be stuck with just 64GB of storage. I couldn't even bring all of my photos and videos over from my old Galaxy S9, so you'll be sending plenty to the cloud, especially if you film anything in 4K. If that's a problem for you, spend the extra $420. Samsung's new Note is genuinely a powerhouse, and it's very easy to recommend if you have the cash. Personally though, I'm giving my vote to the Pixel 4 XL. It gets the job done and has a lot of fun doing it. Google's Assistant is way better than Bixby, and given Google has designed this phone around the latest version of Android, which Google also makes, everything feels super smooth.